Hi there, I'm Gitte Madelaire, and this is not a standard leadership channel. I'm here to disrupt how we think about leadership. And the old leadership model is broken, and you probably already know it. On this episode, we will talk about low energy equals low bottom line. I'm Gitte Madelaire. I'm the author of Energetic Leadership and also the creator of the energetic leadership model. So let's get started. So the theme for today is low energy equals a low bottom line. And I have a question for you. So just lean back and think and sense the answer. Research shows that a huge number of employees are disengaged at work. If a huge number of your workforce is running on empty, what is that doing to your bottom line? And I'm just giving you a moment to pause, to sense, to think, to feel the answer. What can it do to your bottom line? And if I dig into some kind of research, we can dig into Gallup's global engagement research. They do the research every year. And the last one we have is from 2024. And the figures are quite disappointing. So for the engagement score for employees, it fell to 21%. So it fell 2 points. So it's right now 21%. That was in the report last year. And I must say, I predict that it will fall even further when we see the new report coming in, probably in April next month. So, and if we look at managers, they fell from 30 to 27% engagement score, also from the same report. So we have a huge number of employees and leaders all over the world who are disengaged. If we just look at the employees and the costing of that, according to, again, Gallup's Global Engagement Survey, it is costing the global society 438 billion US dollars. And if it keeps falling, well, yes, then the cost will only increase. So low energy equals low bottom line is one thing to think about. So today we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about business case, the whole case about this. And then we're going to talk about the purpose performance connection. So let's start with the energy. If you have watched any of the other episodes, you have a feel for what I'm going to talk about, but I will gladly talk about it again because it is the thing. Energy. Energy is invisible. It is a frequency. It is physics. It is quantum physics. It has always been with us. It is with us all the time. It is a frequency we can measure now. And now we are starting to maybe believe in something that we can also measure. Energy is also how we operate. We operate from our energy, from our senses, and of course also from our rational mind. The issue with the energy in relation to also a business case is that the energy within a human and also within a lot of humans at the moment all over the world the 8 billion, is that the energy is really stressed. It is under a severe pressure, and it means that the energy is not thriving. The energy is low. So we can see that the signs of that is everywhere. But what is energy really? Energy is what I call masculine energy. So where we are productive, where we have drive, where we make decisions very fast, where we do things. So it's sort of very much our right side of the body and the left side of the brain, where we are productive. And we have been really, really productive and efficient for many centuries during the industrialization. But we have forgotten what I also call feminine energy, or the other leg. So we need to walk on two legs. And the feminine energy, it has nothing to do with gender, but it is all our intuitive energy. It's represented very much in our left side of the body and the right side of the brain. It's the creative part of us. It is the reflective part of us. It is where we are much more innovative. And a body, a human, an organization, and a society needs both areas. So we need our masculine energy and we need our intuitive energy. The issue and the problem is that we have created a society where half of us, the intuitive part, is not seen as anything relevant. It is not seen as anything productive. It is not seen as anything that creates any kind of prestige or something that we have had to sort of put down and lock down in what I call the pressure cooker. And now people have had enough because people are not thriving. People are starting to listen within, and they are reacting to how they sense, how they thrive, how they're doing. So that is what's happening. It is not just in your organization, it is all over the planet. People would like another business model, society model, and thereby a leadership model. So this is what energy is. It's very simple and yet extremely difficult to grasp and also to lead and to manage. So this is energy. The other thing we're going to talk about is the business case. We have seen how people are leaving companies. We have seen flat customer experiences or even declining customer experiences. We have seen cultures that keep being about a blame game. It's only about egos doing what they want to do, not try and collaborate with your colleagues. So we're seeing a lot of issues within companies. We are also seeing good things, luckily, because there are companies who are starting to realize that you cannot just communicate from the top and down. You have to engage. You have to engage in your employees and also in your leaders in your organization. Just as you have to engage with your citizens and your political leaders throughout your country. So the old sort of paradigm where humans were like a brick, you just put that into a production team and then the human would just go on and on and on like a machine. That time is over. So building a business case, or building even better, a business model that is different from the old days, where it was only looking at the economical benefit. Now you have to build a business model and a business case where you look both at the money side of it, the economical side of it, but also the social and the human side of it, and of course also the environmental side of it. So we call it also the ESG, environmental, social, and governance model. But even though we have decided, and it's not happening in all parts of the world, that we are following what decisions we have made, then it's still really, really difficult. Having said that, it does not mean that we should not make money in a company. A company and also a country or any kind of entity with income and outcome should make money. But this is a matter of the way we make money. So if you think about it from an energetic point of view, you can make money in a very, very harsh way with lots of fear, or you scare people to do something, or you frighten them with messages that you're sacked if so and so. That is not creating a good vibration. It's not creating a high energy. It's not creating a healthy energy. It is creating a low energy. So the shift is in this business case and this business model is from one bottom line to three bottom lines. But it is also a business case and a business model built on the understanding that energy, understanding of energy, and really what it is, consciousness, is crucial to how you're going to both thrive as an individual, thrive as an organization, and also thrive as a business model, a business case. You got to understand what energy is about. And it is not something that you can outsource to anyone else. You know, a lot of other things we can outsource if we are CEO, but the understanding of energy awareness sits within your body. It does not sit in your head. You cannot figure it out. You have to sense it. And this is what your leadership colleagues, your employees, your competitors, they're starting to do more and more. So if you want to beat the game, you have to be part of it. If you don't want to do it, fair enough, but then you might start thinking about your exit plan very quickly. And that is also part of what we're going to talk about the next thing, which is the performance connection. The purpose-performance connection. So previously, in the old model, what I call the tribal area, and now we're going into a more planetary era, is that the old model had very much focus on just performance. We had to be efficient, optimizing, cutting everything that was any kind of excess out the processes and so forth. And we have been really good at that, but we have reached a point where something else needs to be taken care of. And it is the most important part of our business model, business case. We have to take care of the human in your organization. You can have so much energy or so much technology, you can have so much production and whatever, but it's still humans who are able to run the business. At least in this time of ages, we never know. Maybe we'll end up with robots all over, I don't know. But for the time being, it is, physical humans on this planet Earth that needs to be healthy and needs to be able to manage and lead companies, teams, and so forth. And we have an issue with the purpose performance connection because there is no connection. Previously, humans were just a resource. You just sort of, you hired one and then you just put that resource in and you do that. And if you're burned out or whatever, we just find a new one. Same thing is more or less happening today. But people have moved from being a resource to having a relationship with their employee. So previously, we also said that companies should have a purpose, or not should have, they could have a purpose. A lot of companies might just have a budget, but for companies who have some kind of direction, they have a purpose. Why are they here doing what they're doing? It is their why. And for a lot of companies, that is important, and they stick to it and they build their organization around it, and they even built a great culture with great values and a great customer delivery, and it all ties very well together. But in a lot of situations, it does not, because that purpose, either it's not there, or they have shifted the purpose, so it's what I call more and more like a budget, or they have become too greedy, or they have gotten too far away from what the purpose was all about. And now with the 3 bottom line, we are expecting as employees, but also as customers, we are expecting the companies that we want to buy from, whether it's business to business or business to consumer, that they have a purpose and that is aligned with a 3 bottom line. But also that they are aware that we also, as a human, as an employee, whether you are a leader or an employee within a company, you also have your purpose for being on planet Earth in your life with this particular company or organization. So suddenly we're seeing, just like I'm saying on the subtitle of my book, I say, when modern life design collides with old leadership habits, it is time to tap into intuition and unleash our energetic sense of the future. So we are seeing humans designing their lives in new ways. And this is a disruption to how you lead and manage your company. You have to understand what is happening in that sort of area. What does it mean, life design? It has so many meanings. Like, for instance, I want to go from having pension to having breaks during my lifetime. How is that going to affect the way that I work with you? Or how flexible are you able to make your company so it fits me and my needs? We see it from another trend, the custodian to the rebel. There's a lot of people who just opt out if they don't find that they are being listened to, that the company is actually trying to change and involve them in what's going to happen. So we've been through the three areas. It is all about energy awareness, and how you expand your consciousness about this new, and it's not new because it's been with us all the time, but it's new to a lot of people that everything is energy and you have to be energetic in your way of leading, understanding that you are using both your masculine and your feminine energy. If you start to do that, or not if, when you start to do it, then you should look at your business case, your business model, and change it and do it fast, because it is a competitive advantage. And so thirdly, when you're doing that, you should also go and have a look at your purpose, your company purpose. Is it there? Is it relevant, or did you deviate it too much from it? Or do you have to maybe change it a bit so it aligns with a 3 bottom line? And it also aligns with the fact that humans are changing their lives. So if you want to have employees, if you want to have customers, if you want to have a thriving business, then you have to understand the purpose and the performance connection. So when you do that, you go from having not a low energy, but to have a high energy. It is a frequency, so you can't sort of see it with your eyes, but you can sense it, and you will be able to see it in your figures. So high energy equals high bottom lines, because you dig into your potential, you dig into your innovation, you dig into your intuition, and you get lots of gold from there. So this is another way of seeing your business in maybe a whole new, you could call it light, or in a whole new way of being in life and in your leadership. So if this make you feel something or make you think about something, that is good. Because energy moves when we pay attention to it. That's why we're here. So please hit subscribe. So you don't miss the next episode. And you can also send the link to a leader you know who would like a different kind of conversation. And then I would like you to know that you can find the book and other resources and ways to work with me on my website, which is energeticleadership.eu. It is all described in the description below. Until next time, lead with energy.